Deep in the heart of Africa, Burkina Faso's fearless leader, Ibrahim Traoré, slams the brakes on 57 mysterious trucks rumbling toward the border. What's inside? Whispers on the web claim it's tied to Donald Trump's shadowy demand for gold and oil, 60% of Burkina Faso's riches, or else. But Traoré? He's firing back with unyielding defiance, rejecting U.S. invites and funding cuts, as fact checks expose manipulated videos fueling the fire. Is this a real geopolitical showdown or viral misinformation gone wild? Dive in as we unravel the suspense. Trump's deals exposed, Traoré's bold stand, and what it means for Africa's future. You won't believe the twists. The sun blazes over Burkina Faso's dusty border, where 57 trucks sit frozen, their engines silent, their cargo cloaked in secrecy. At the center of the standoff stands Ibrahim Traoré, the 37-year-old revolutionary who's got the world buzzing. This isn't just a traffic jam. It's a bold middle finger to none other than Donald Trump, whose shadow looms large over Africa's future. Whispers are spreading like wildfire across X. Is Trump pushing dirty deals, demanding a jaw-dropping 60% of Burkina Faso's gold and oil? Traoré's response? A fearless, fiery stand that's shaking the globe. But what's really going on here? Buckle up, because this is no ordinary clash. It's a high-stakes battle of power, pride, and defiance that could rewrite history. Picture Traoré, a military leader who swept into power in 2022, his eyes sharp, his resolve unshakable. He's not your typical politician. He's a symbol of rebellion, a Pan-African hero who's vowed to free Burkina Faso from foreign grip. Social media paints him as a modern-day warrior, kicking out French troops, paying off national debt, and building gold reserves to shield his nation's wealth. But now he's locked horns with Trump, a man whose tariffs and trade games are squeezing African economies like a vice. Posts on X claim Trump's eyeing Burkina Faso's resources, gold, oil, maybe more, demanding a cut that could cripple the nation. The trucks? They're the flashpoint. Are they stuffed with glittering gold bars, barrels of crude, or something even shadier? No one knows for sure, but the tension is electric. Now let's talk Trump. Back in the White House, he's rewriting the rules. His trade, not aid, mantra has slashed billions in African aid, replacing it with tariffs that hit hard, 30% on South Africa, 15% on Lesotho, and more. African leaders are scrambling, some groveling for deals, others leaning toward China's open wallet. Trump's hosting summits, but only for select nations like Gabon and Senegal, snubbing heavyweights like South Africa. Why? Some say it's a power play to secure minerals for U.S. tech and industry. Others whisper it's about countering Russia and China, who've cozied up to leaders like Traoré. The web's buzzing with claims, unverified, mind you, that Trump's demands are outright extortion. But fact checks warn of AI fake videos, like one where Trump supposedly calls Traoré a traitor. Is this truth or a digital mirage? Traoré's not just stopping trucks. He's sending a message that echoes across Africa. From Nairobi to Lagos, people are watching, hearts racing, as this young leader dares to defy a global titan. Is he protecting his nation's soul or walking a tightrope toward chaos? Those trucks could hold the key to unraveling this mystery, or they could spark a bigger fire. One thing's certain. This showdown's far from over, and the world's eyes are glued to what happens next. Stick around, because we're about to dive deeper into this explosive saga. The border's a tinderbox, those 57 trucks still stranded under Burkina Faso's scorching sun. Their contents a tantalizing enigma. Ibrahim Traoré, the young firebrand leading this defiant stand, has the world on edge, and the name on everyone's lips is Donald Trump. X-posts are ablaze with claims, some wild, some chilling, that Trump's strong-arming Africa, demanding a lion's share of Burkina Faso's gold and oil. But is this real or just internet smoke? Let's peel back the layers of this high-octane clash, diving into Trump's Africa playbook, Traoré's unyielding resolve, and the murky question, what's really in those trucks? This isn't just a border dispute. It's a seismic showdown that could redefine global power. Stay with me, because the twists keep coming. Let's start with Trump's Africa strategy, a brash, no-nonsense pivot that's got leaders across the continent reeling. Since taking office, he's unleashed a tariff storm, slapping levies as high as 30% on African exports, from South Africa's wines to Nigeria's oil. A CNN report quotes Nigeria's top economist, sounding the alarm. These tariffs are strangling economies, pushing nations toward China's waiting arms. Trump's not stopping there. He's axed billions in U.S. aid, replacing it with a trade not aid mantra that's left countries like Lesotho and Ethiopia scrambling. Webb reports confirm he's hosting selective summits, inviting leaders from Gabon and Senegal, but snubbing powerhouses like South Africa and Nigeria. Why the cherry picking? Some analysts argue it's about securing Africa's mineral wealth, gold, cobalt, manganese, for American tech and defense industries. Others see it as a geopolitical chess move to counter Russia and China's growing influence. Either way, Trump's playing hardball and Africa's feeling the squeeze. Now, let's zoom in on Burkina Faso, where Traoré's rewriting the rules. This 37-year-old military leader, who seized power in the 2022 coup, is no stranger to defiance. He's kicked out French troops, banned Western media like France 24, and paid off national debt to prove Burkina Faso answers to no one. Web sources highlight his push for economic sovereignty, nationalizing gold mines and building reserves to shield his nation's wealth. Gold is Burkina Faso's lifeblood, 80% of its exports, worth $6 billion annually. Yet foreign firms have long reaped the profits. Traoré has had enough. He's vowed to keep Burkina Faso's riches for its people, echoing the revolutionary spirit of Thomas Sankara, the iconic leader assassinated in 1987. X posts paint him as a Pan-African hero, a David taking on global Goliaths. But here's where it gets dicey. Unverified claims on X allege Trump demanded 60% of Burkina Faso's gold and oil, threatening consequences if Traoré didn't comply. Fact checks from AFP and Dubois debunk related videos as AI-generated fakes, like one where Trump supposedly calls Traoré a traitor. So, are these truck rumors just more digital noise, or is there a kernel of truth? Those 57 trucks are the heart of the mystery. What's inside? Gold bars headed for American vaults? Oil barrels to fuel U.S. industries? Or something entirely different? Maybe weapons, supplies, or even nothing at all, just a symbolic flex? No credible media confirms the truck's contents, but the speculation's electric. Ex-users like Deborah Dupre claim Trump issued an extortion ultimatum for Burkina Faso's resources, quoting Traoré's defiant response. Burkina Faso is not for sale. Others, like at Darmanduscarai, scream about U.S. strikes, though no evidence backs this up. What we do know is Traoré's track record. He's blocked foreign influence before, expelling French diplomats, cozying up to Russia, and forming the alliance of Sahel states with Mali and Niger. Could these trucks be his latest stand? A refusal to bow to Trump's pressure? Or is it a calculated move to rally Africans against a common foe? The stakes are sky high, with Burkina Faso's economy and sovereignty hanging in the balance. Let's talk context. Burkina Faso's no stranger to chaos. Jihadist insurgencies control over 60% of its territory, displacing millions and killing thousands, per AP News. Traoré promised security and prosperity, but critics like Barrawanan argue it's sleep propaganda with little progress. Yet his charisma captivates. BBC reports call him Africa's Che Guevara, with supporters from Kenya to London chanting his name. He's tapped into a continent-wide frustration. Why is resource-rich Africa so poor? His answer, Western exploitation, resonates, especially when Trump's tariffs hit like a sledgehammer. But here's the flip side. Traoré's defiance comes at a cost. Nationalizing mines has sparked legal battles with Western firms, and his Russian pivot risks alienating other allies. Is he a visionary or a reckless gambler? Back to Trump. His Africa policy isn't just about tariffs. Web sources like Foreign Policy note he's pulling back U.S. military presence, shutting bases in Niger and scaling back in Somalia. General Michael Langley, head of AFRICOM, called out Traoré for allegedly misusing gold reserves, sparking protests in Ouagadougou. Traoré's supporters fired back, branding Langley an imperialist. This feud's personal now. Ex-posts claim Traoré rejected a White House invite to Trump's inauguration, a claim Dubois debunked as false. But the narrative persists. Traoré is standing up to a bully. Whether those trucks hold gold, oil, or just defiance, they're a symbol of resistance. But what's Trump's next move? Will he double down with sanctions or pivot to diplomacy? And how will Africa respond if this escalates? The plot thickens as we look at the bigger picture. Trump's tariffs are pushing African nations toward China and Russia, who offer loans and arms with fewer strings. Traoré is not alone. Leaders in Mali and Niger are following his lead, forming a bloc that rejects Western dominance. This isn't just about Burkina Faso. It's about who controls Africa's future. Those trucks, whatever they carry, are a flashpoint in a global power struggle. Will Traoré's gamble spark a revolution or invite chaos? One thing's clear. The world watching, hearts pounding, as this saga unfolds. Stay tuned, because Traoré's next move could change everything. The dust hasn't settled at Burkina Faso's border, where those 57 trucks remain a tantalizing mystery, their cargo still hidden under the searing African sun. Ibrahim Traoré, the young lion of Ouagadougou, has thrown down a gauntlet, and the world's glued to this electrifying clash with Donald Trump. Ex-posts scream of Trump's alleged demands, gold, oil control, while Traoré's defiance lights up the continent like a wildfire. This isn't just a standoff. It's a seismic moment that could reshape Africa's destiny. So, what's Traoré's next move, and how will it ripple across the globe? Buckle up. This finale is packed with fire, twists, and a call to keep your eyes wide open. Traoré's response to Trump's pressure is pure dynamite. A YouTube clip claims Trump challenged him to a live debate, expecting to steamroll the young leader. Traoré's answer? A scorching rejection that's got Africans cheering from Dakar to Johannesburg. Burkina Faso bows to no one, he reportedly declared, and he backed it up with action, paying off national debt in record time, a move that screamed independence. Web reports confirm he's funneled gold revenue into schools and hospitals, defying Western expectations. Those 57 trucks, whether they're stuffed with gold, oil, or just defiance, they're Traoré's line in the sand. Ex-users like at Africa First roar that he's blocked Trump's extortion cold, though fact checks warn of AI fake videos muddying the truth. One thing's undeniable. Traoré's turned a border standoff into a global spectacle, a middle finger to powers eyeing Africa's wealth. But let's zoom out. This is bigger than trucks or tariffs. Trump's Africa policy, with its 30% tariffs and slashed aid, is a sledgehammer to economies already on their knees. CNN notes Nigeria is pleading for relief, while South Africa's trade minister calls it betrayal. Trump's selective summits, inviting Gabon but snubbing Nigeria, hint at a mineral grab, cobalt, lithium, gold, to fuel America's tech race against China. Traoré's refusal to play ball isn't just personal. It's a rallying cry. From Nairobi's slums to Accra's markets, people see him as a beacon of resistance, chanting his name like a revolutionary anthem. Ex-posts from at Pan-African Vibe claim he's inspiring a generation to reject Western looting. But there's a catch. His pivot to Russia and China raises eyebrows. Is he trading one master for another, or playing them all to secure Burkina Faso's future? The global stakes are dizzying. Trump's terrorists are pushing Africa toward Beijing and Moscow, who offer loans and arms with fewer lectures. Traoré's alliance of Sahel states, with Mali and Niger, is a bold middle finger to Western dominance, but jihadist chaos at home, controlling 60% of Burkina Faso, per AP News, threatens his vision. Critics on X, like its skeptic Sahel, calls defiance theatrics, pointing to empty promises on security. Yet his charisma is magnetic, drawing supporters who see him as Africa's last stand against exploitation. Those trucks, whatever they hold, symbolize a continent at a crossroads, bow to global powers or fight for sovereignty, no matter the cost. So what's next? Will Trump hit back with sanctions, isolating Burkina Faso? Or will Traoré's gamble ignite a Pan-African uprising? This clash isn't just about two men. It's about who writes Africa's future. You, watching this, are part of it. What do you think those trucks are hiding? Is Traoré a hero or a risk-taker flirting with disaster? Drop your thoughts below, because this story's far from over. The world's watching, and every move counts. Stay woke, stay curious, and let's uncover the truth together.